What Sabalenka will have to do over in her group, of course being the number one in the world, she will have to play against Gauff, who she has a losing record against 5 wins, 6 losses, and she did lose their last match at the French Open earlier in the year.
Guys, we're super excited to be here and back. I'm happy to be back in Riyadh, and hopefully you guys support us, and yeah, see you.
Breaking, Aryna Sabalenka is once again in a difficult situation at the Tennis World Tour Finals. Sabalenka is up against the same opponent after suffering a devastating defeat to Coco Gauff in their previous meeting. And the pressure is increasing this time. Sabalenka is obviously feeling the weight of the task ahead as Coco Gauff continues to win. This gang, which was formerly thought to be among the greatest, is currently turning into a nightmare for Sabalenka. She has run out of justifications, and the truth of what is at risk cannot be avoided. Will she overcome the pressure or rise to the occasion? Let's explore the backstory of this crucial rematch. Sabalenka regretted her choice to take on the youthful prodigy when she last met Coco Gauff in the Australian Open final. Gauff played with unparalleled energy and ultimately terminated Sabalenka's remarkable winning run with a stunning triumph. Sabalenka was devastated by the loss and astounded by Gauff's tenacity. However, Sabalenka turned the blame inside and found it difficult to believe that Gauff's genius was the reason behind her defeat rather than admitting Coco's better performance that day. When Aryna Sabalenka faced the media following yet another setback to Coco Gauff, she argued that her own errors were the reason for her loss rather than acknowledging Coco's outstanding performance. To be clear, though, Gauff's strategy was flawless, and Sabalenka struggled the entire game. Sabalenka refused to accept Coco as the superior player in spite of this. Sabalenka is now up against Coco once more. And based on how things are going, it appears like she will regret everything she said following that last encounter when it comes to golf.
She won the match not because she played incredible, just because I made all of those mistakes from, like, if you look from the outside, kind of like from an easy.
Coco Gauff was able to see right through Sabalenka's pretense. It was evident following the game that Aryna's desperation was at an all-time high. Shortly after the news conference, Sabalenka became enraged and aggressively broke her racket in the tunnel. She was clearly upset with herself, and her remarks during the press conference were merely an expression of that internal conflict. In actuality, Sabalenka appears to have little regard for Coco Gauff. We may anticipate more emotional outbursts from Aryna as their careers develop. It will be amazing to witness Sabalenka lose control in such a way, especially to a rising star like Coco. Coco Gauff maintained her composure in the face of Sabalenka's insulting actions. She boldly dismissed the criticism, claiming that it had no effect on her. The most important thing was that even though Aryna was the favorite, Coco won thanks to her skill and perseverance. Coco showed a remarkable degree of maturity, understanding when to speak and how to keep her cool, qualities Sabalenka obviously finds difficult. This mental shift will surely have a big impact on their next meeting, where it's possible that Sabalenka will lose control once more as she watches Coco effortlessly pass her.
Last few weeks, she was the favorite to win, so I think she was the best person that I could have played in the final. Her being number one in the world, she was the best person to play, so I think I got the hardest matchup just if you go off stats alone. Obviously, Iga being a champion here, it was going to be a tough match either way. But yeah, I think regardless.
This is the truth. Nobody in the tennis community has publicly criticized Aryna Sabalenka for her depressing comments regarding Coco Gauff. After losing against a player who, let's be honest, was just superior that day, no one has called out her lack of sportsmanship. The question of whether we are witnessing the emergence of a furious new rivalry that could rival the storied rivalry between Sharapova and Serena Williams has generated a lot of discussion. But this rivalry seems even more fierce. The media exacerbated the tension back then, but it's obvious now that Sabalenka is attempting to hide her own flaws, particularly when they square off in the 2025 final tournament. With both players vying for those vital points, this rivalry is certain to reach new heights.
But these reactions are natural. As an athlete, you're naturally competitive and you hate to lose. But the fact that you showed that poor sportsmanship afterwards tells a lot about who you are as a person. In Coco's case, the harsh reality is she's in a lose-lose situation.
But this time, there's a significant distinction. The height of Coco Gauff. Some of the most reputable voices in the industry have praised her for her poise and maturity. For instance, Stephen A. Smith praised Coco's character in addition to her outstanding game. He emphasized that even before she reached the pinnacle of her career, she had already made history at such a young age, solidifying her status as a future superstar. Stephen A. claims that Coco's success is a result of both her skill and her family's consistent support and balance, which have been essential to her journey.
The last few weeks, she was the favorite to win, so I think she was the best person that I could have played in the final. Her being number one in the world, she was the best person to play, so I think I got the hardest matchup just if you go off stats alone. Obviously, Iga being a champion here, it was going to be a tough match either way. But yeah, I think regardless of...
Even Sabalenka's coach praised Coco Gauff and acknowledged her growth as a player. Before traveling to New York, Coco's serve raised some worries, according to Coach McMillan, who has worked with both Sabalenka and Gauff. But as the competition went on, he noticed that she was improving remarkably. He emphasized that Coco's success was mostly due to her improved positioning and general ability, and that defeating elite players along the road was a noteworthy accomplishment. Her development as a player is evident, and it's obvious that she's becoming into a formidable opponent on the court.
What's the downside in trying to change it? I mean, she was at a point now where, okay, like the chances that you're going to turn this around, doing what you're doing before New York starts, I mean, it's just probably not going to happen. So that's where our conversation was. We're after, the improvement for the rest of the year. And for me, like everything that happened in New York was a win for her, because to be able to go in and win, and especially win tough matches.
Maria Sharapova has also expressed her opinions about the state of women's tennis today, citing Coco Gauff as one of her favorite players. Coco is quickly gathering momentum and attracting attention from all across the tennis globe, even if she hasn't yet taken the top spot in the rankings. Sharapova underlined that many players and pundits think Coco represents the sport's future, even if he isn't the best. Her ascent is being constantly monitored, and many believe she has the potential to become the next major star and carry on Serena Williams' illustrious legacy. Coco's destiny is obvious, and following her path is quite exciting. Coco Gauff has made a significant move by splitting from Roger Federer's Team 8 as her stature in the tennis world continues to rise. She has started her own business, Coco Gauff Enterprises, in its stead. In addition to managing her career, this new organization offers opportunities and mentorship to aspiring tennis players. It's a daring move that highlights her growing power in the sport and her resolve to take charge of her own destiny. It also demonstrates her dedication to helping the upcoming generation of athletes by making sure they have the tools and direction they need to be successful. Tennis, according to Coco Gauff, is the only activity that genuinely makes her happy. Even though others might not always notice it, she feels a great feeling of delight on the court. Her commitment is demonstrated by her constant focus on her interest in regardless of what others may think. Coco is confident that her efforts and hard work are not insignificant. Her influence will only grow as long as she keeps immersing herself in the sport. She is optimistic that eventually the world will recognize her not only for her extraordinary abilities, but also for the extraordinary person she is.
I'm usually always happy on the court. People don't think so because I look so serious, but I am happy inside. Most recently, probably winning French Open, but also when I play with my brother, I'm pretty happy too.
Since their last meeting, when Gauff defeated Sabalenka in the Australian Open final, the animosity between Coco Gauff and Aryna Sabalenka has been intensifying. Even though Coco gave an impeccable performance that day, Sabalenka refused to accept that she had lost. Rather than giving credit where credit was due, she blamed herself for her own errors. This lack of sportsmanship was evident in her inability to accept her defeat. Additionally, Sabalenka has nowhere to hide since the two players have been dragged into the same group once more. There won't be a way out this time. Coco Gauff has changed as a player. She is now more determined, self-assured, and ready to take on anyone who gets in her way. However, Sabalenka has not yet come to terms with the fact that Gauff's skill was the difference in their last game. Sabalenka will have nowhere to go and no justifications when the spotlight is once again on both of them. everyone will see the truth. Coco Gauff is the superior player, and her strength is only increasing. Sabalenka's emotional outbursts and refusal to accept reality will only serve to showcase her incapacity to handle the strain as the competition heats up and both players compete in the same group. With her poise and maturity, Coco Gauff will keep revealing the weaknesses in Sabalenka's game, leaving the world unsure of who should be at the top. The next phase of this battle is about to begin, and it's obvious that Sabalenka might suffer greatly as a result of her arrogance and inability to accept Gauff's superiority. It's time for her to acknowledge the reality and confront the facts. Tennis's future lies in Coco Gauff. What do you think, then? Do you think Sabalenka will acknowledge that Coco Gauff is the superior golfer at last, or will she keep blaming herself? Is it possible that this rivalry will rank among the best in tennis history? Or do you believe that Sabalenka will finally lose control due to her emotional outbursts? Do you believe Coco will establish herself as the dominant force when both players are in the same group once more? Or will Sabalenka step forward and make things right? We would be delighted to hear your opinions. Tell us in the comments.